Oh, hello. My name is Callie Hansen. This week in Counseling 515, we were asked to do a brief video presentation on the research we've been conducting this fall. I chose to do my research on the demographic of single mothers, and I ran across an article where I got my gap statement from. And their goal for this research project was a grant funding young single mothers who were signed up for workers' compensation. The goal was to provide these mothers with an intervention to get them back to work snappy. They implemented a pain management therapy and a resiliency training. What they found was not only did the mothers thrive at work and bounce back from the worker compensation situation, Heggie and his associates actually suggested that because of the success reported for the moms' home lives, that further research was necessary without the worker compensation element. So just single mothers going through resiliency training to improve their lives. And this really took me back to an article, and I'll link it down below, that I read early on in my undergraduate training. There was a different bunch of researchers, a different bunch of young single moms, and they input little listening devices in the parents' home, in the mom's home, so they could just sort of track the actions. And the basic premise for this was the higher the stress level of the mom's job, the lower functioning the children were at school. And the research really wanted to kind of figure out what the correlation was. So as a last hope, they put the listening devices in the homes, with the mom's permission, of course. And they noticed that the more stress the mom experienced or reported experiencing at work, the fewer words that were spoken, the less time that was spent together in the home. So mom needed more time to decompress from the stressful day, and the kids were sort of left to their own devices. And for me, bringing these two situations together with these two research projects is my research question. And my research question is, will resiliency counseling impact job satisfaction for young single mothers? The design type that I'm going to use is person-centered. That's what I'm here for, person-centered all the way. Considering this phenomenological approach, it's going to help us as researchers understand the meaning of the lives they are living. And I love this. But we also have to collect data and report on our findings. So what I'll do, how I will collect the data in sort of a pragmatic approach, is having a short Likert scale inventory at the beginning of the session therapy. Tell me about your job satisfaction, rate 1 to 5. Tell me about your home satisfaction, rate 1 to 5. Tell me about, and it would be devised with my team and I. So it would be a pragmatic, short, and retestable. So I would give that same Likert scale at the end of the 6-week, 4-week session of resiliency training. I would also like to include observations, both for the children. We know that complicates things a little bit, but also on the job satisfaction. I'd like to observe facial features, body movement, the nonverbals, the things that aren't reported on the Likert scale inventories. And of course, I would like to do interviews, the meat and potatoes, sort of this person-centered qualitative design. One of the things that I can't wait to talk about is the application of scripture, how this integrates, how my study integrates into the counseling profession and our Christian community. So I do think that this type of research will contribute to counseling, because it's not only going to help the workforce, which everybody knows that research that gets money gets funded. So 2 thumbs up there. I also think it will have a great impact on information we can provide to single mothers. And maybe most importantly, I think it will impact one of the most marginalized members of society that we have in America, and that is those children being raised by single mothers. How this sort of ties into scripture is, I found Proverbs 1:8, and it blew me away. And I'm gonna read it from here, from my computer screen. Father the fatherless and protect the widow with love. Now I'm paraphrasing here. And these children probably are not fatherless. And these women are probably not all going to be widows. But if we look at the big picture and just assume that the scripture, that God meant to love these people that just need a boost, that's where I think that this research is really going to move the counseling profession forward and set the new standard of how we approach young single moms working, putting themselves in the career force. This has been a passion of mine for a very long time. I hope you've enjoyed listening to my research as much as I have enjoyed doing the research. I look forward to seeing your videos, and I can't wait to answer questions you have about my research. Thanks, guys. Have a blessed day. Bye.